back to Omaha.
I can look, but I think there's 3 M-Day E8 slots right now.
Call this meeting to order of the Hawarden City Council. It is June 11th, 2025 at 5:30, and we do have a quorum. We'll start out with standard agenda items. Approval of the May 28 regular meeting minutes. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved. Oh.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Derek and Rob. All those in favor of approving the minutes from last meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 3-0. 1B, approval of the June 11, 2025 claims for payment. Motion, please.
I'll motion to approve the June 11th, 2025 claims.
And a second.
I'll second.
All those in favor of approval of the claims, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 3-0. Open business from the community at this time. Do we have anyone who would like to speak? Seeing none, we'll move on to the mayor's report. I'd just like to take this time to congratulate the West Sioux boys soccer team and Coach Steve Topetti for defeating the number 1 and number 2 ranked teams in the state on their way to West Sioux's first state championship in soccer. They represented their communities well with skill, teamwork, determination, and sportsmanship. Way to go. We'll go on to staff reports. Jacob?
I actually don't have anything to report today.
Okay. Travis?
Last week, or last meeting, we talked about the pool, and we got the climbing wall in, we had the inspection, everything was good, so we were able to open pretty much on time. The cooler weather, we weren't open for a few days there, but we're up and going now, so everybody come on out and go swimming. Substation, all that went well. We're now on both new transformers, everything's switched like normal, so there's a few punch list items. We have to take care of some tags, some just little things, but otherwise we're good. That's all.
Okay. 2 big projects getting done. Chief DePriest.
Nothing. Thank you.
Carol.
I'm just continuing to work with some of the flood victims to get a little bit more of their projects buttoned up, dealing with some financial issues for a few of them. There is still flood money available if anyone's still in need of assistance for that. Kind of just working with Summer Rec, getting those things all taken care of, making sure everything gets in and gets undone. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. Thank you. Jenny. Nothing, thank you. All right. Move on to council comments. Does anyone have something they want to say?
I just got one thing. I've been up to Rock Valley, and a lot of those homes that people aren't moving back in, a lot of them, the yards have been sprayed or killed off. How many homes do we know that are that way in this town? Because some of them, I think, some of the weeds are just growing up. Maybe that's something we should look at.
Yeah, we certainly can. There's probably, homeowners know that they still own those homes. They're supposed to maintain them, but there probably is a handful that need mowed. I know Tim took it upon himself to mow a few down in Frog Pond.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we need
I
to,
don't
we'll
know if
just
there's
take
some
care of them.
assistance or something we can do on that end too. If there's
Sure.
a few
That'd
that
be-
are struggling.
That'd be good to check with
We did have a citizen come in and volunteer to go in and till up those lawns and try to maintain a little bit of it. I can reach out to him as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good idea. Moving on to other agenda items. We've got Ordinance 758. This is the second reading of an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Hawarden by amending provisions pertaining to the water rates and fees.
Reminder, this increase would be 3% on the base charge, so it would be 37 cents for a residential customer, and 75 cents for a larger commercial customer who has over a 1-inch water meter. Annually, it would increase the residential billing by $4.44.
Questions? Motion, please.
So moved.
And a second.
I'll second.
We'll do a roll call vote. Let's start with Warner,
Aye.
Clucky,
Aye.
Allen.
Aye.
That passes 3-0. Item 4 is approval of change order number 2 for the 7th Street Substation Construction Project.
The change order is for the amount of $51,993.20. It's due to lead times on circuit switcher and DC breakers that we ordered to have here on time, and they just ended up getting delayed in the manufacturing, which pushed the project back 3 months. So IES is requesting the additional change order. It's unfortunate, but that's kind of how some projects go when you get behind. One good caveat to the project, the rock that was used at the substation was estimated a little high, so there'll be a $48,000 savings on that. It's not a wash, but every little bit,
Oh.
both ways, yep.
Questions? If not, I could take a motion, please.
I'll make a motion for the change order number 2 for the 7th Street substation.
In a second.
I'll second.
We'll do a roll call vote. Clucky,
Aye.
Allen,
Aye.
Warner.
Aye.
That passes 3-0. Item 5 is approval of a pay request 11 to IES Commercial for 7th Street Substation construction.
The pay request is for $135,740.90. This does include our retainage 5% that we hold back, and it does include the change order number 2 and then the rest of the work that was completed up to the date. So after this payment, we're expecting $174,491.67 left on the project. And that rock should be off of there as well, so it'll be less than what's actually expected, but that'll come out in the final pay request once all them punch list items are complete.
Questions? Take a motion, please.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
Do roll call again. Allen,
Aye.
Warner,
Aye.
Clucky.
Aye.
Passes 3-0. Number 6 is a resolution, 2025-10, to set a public hearing for a proposed ordinance amending Chapter 165.28 zoning and penalties for violations.
All right, so this is just setting the public hearing for next meeting, because we want to have a public hearing, give the public an opportunity to talk about these changes that are coming with this ordinance. And then I will go ahead and let Jenny kind of discuss what those actual changes were.
The changes really are just to add as discussed before, the current way the ordinance reads is you can have a penalty per what the council sets. That just has not been set. So the only other option at this point in time would be to file something with the court and to get a court order. So this is consistent with Iowa law as well, as far as the process, but it would just be any zoning violation. So again, not to get it confused with the nuisance. First offense is minimum $250, not to exceed $750. Second and repeat offense, $250 to $1,000, plus any court costs. So this would operate as a civil infraction.
Okay, so we're proposing to have the public hearing
Next meeting.
at our next meeting, which would be June 25th. We'll do a roll call vote. Warner,
Aye.
Clucky,
Aye.
We need to have a.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Motion and second first.
Motion, thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
I'll make that a first.
Okay,
I'll second it.
and let's start. Warner,
Aye.
Clucky,
Aye.
Allen.
Aye.
That passes 3-0. Number 7 is Resolution 2025-11, set the public hearing for proposed ordinance amending Chapter 74, electric scooter regulations.
Again, we're just going to be setting a public hearing for next meeting, so that to give the public an opportunity to make any comments on our ordinance that we are proposing. The ordinance is included in the packet, so if you want to, if the public wants to see it, they can go to the website, find our agenda for this meeting. They can pull that up, and the ordinance is in there, or they can reach out to the city and I'll send you one. But I'll go ahead and let Brian kind of give you the scoop about what's in the ordinance.
So this was the ordinance that was presented at the last meeting for discussion, and then with the changes that were recommended by the council.
Discussion. Well, once this gets approved, or maybe even before it's approved, will there be some information going out to parents?
I would like at least an opportunity, if they want to attend and express their concerns, I'd be happy to hold some of those. Still kicking around some ideas on it.
And then once it does go into effect, I'll make sure that it's going to be in the paper. I'll blast it on our Facebook profiles. I'll put it on our website. And if we are able to get like kind of a memo put together, we might even throw it out with the next utility bills that go out after it passes. So it can be an insert in there
I
so
think that
people
would
can
be the
see
most
it.
effective way to do it, so
Sure.
everybody sees it.
Yep.
Even people's parents that, they don't have scooters,
Yeah.
but that way everybody knows this is what this says and what the new rules are, so.
I think something that the council probably needs to be aware of, because I'm sure people will be complaining. My biggest concern is enforcement of this, and what it's gonna do to the PD, right? As soon as we confiscate one scooter and it doesn't work when it gets returned, we're gonna be putting a lot of pressure on one specific agency, and I don't really want to chase Brian away. So that is my concern, is an enforcement standpoint.
Thoughts on that?
Yeah, there really aren't a lot of great options, considering the violators of this can be of a young age. The most effective is to take away their scooter. However, if we can get the parents on board, there might be a better option than if the police department impounds it. But it takes buy-in from the parents as well.
For me, it's really about the education and trying to have the kids do the right thing. I had a gentleman just this last night stop by and said he doesn't see very good on one side, and he goes, I was going down the street and they passed me on the right as I was going to turn an intersection. So, it's just being mindful out there. Not everybody can see what you can't see. So.
Any other discussion? So again, this is just setting a public hearing for next meeting again,
Next meeting again.
okay, for June 25th. I'll take a motion on that.
I'll make the motion.
In a second,
Second.
Go ahead.
okay. We'll do a roll call vote. Clucky,
Aye.
Allen,
Aye.
Warner.
Aye.
That passes 3-0. Thank you. On our consent agenda, we've got a transfer from Paradise to the Community Center on June 14th, and a premises update for the Hawarden Golf Clubhouse, updating the address to match their insurance. If there's not any questions, we can go ahead and make a motion on that.
I'll make the motion for a consent agenda.
And a second.
I'll second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 3-0. We've come to the end of our agenda. I would take a motion to adjourn,
So moved.
and a second.
Second.
All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Passes 3-0. We are adjourned at, what time is it?
5:45.
5:45, and our next meeting is June 25th, 2025. Thank you.